You should be really familiar with this guy. He plays at Western Michigan. Ward number 24. I believe his name is Skyy Moore. Skyy with two
I
Ys.
wasn't familiar until I
Oh,
watched his highlights.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got flashbacks, PTSD.
So for all my Hell to Pitt people out there, Skyy Moore should be very, very familiar to you. He is 5'10", 195-pound wide receiver who absolutely demolished Pitt this year.
He's the guy we literally couldn't stop on a
He was the
simple
guy.
slant across the middle.
He was the guy, bro. He was
We
the
just
guy.
couldn't stop it.
He was the guy, bro. Yeah, you watch him. My man is filthy, bro. I think he's more of a slot at the NFL level right now, but honestly, man, I think he can develop into an outside guy. You watch him, his footwork is crazy in terms of how quick it is. I love how he steps on toes in terms of getting his release. He stacks receivers well. He does a good job with his hands, also with his arm over move. That was on a highlight versus Pitt as well, where you see him use his arm over when he steps on the toes of the DB to beat him to the point where the DB falls on his face. I mean, he is that type of guy, very quick. I love his route run. I think that he's one of the best route runners in this class right now in terms of what he's able to do to utilize and create that separation. I think that he's a guy that can win versus man or zone, regardless of if it's press or off coverage, because of how good his releases are and how he just understands how to run routes. He's a natural hands catcher as well. And I think that he has really good body control. And he's a tough player. He takes some shots because he's not a big guy. He takes some shots, but he holds on to that rock every single time. And I look at him in terms of his blocking, think of it more like a feisty chihuahua. You know what I mean? Like, he's not mauling anybody, but my man's got effort. he's gonna throw his little thing in there, and that part is cool. But I think that, he's definitely a run after catch guy. When you talk about we talk about Cole Beasley types. He gives you that same type of run after catch ability. He has a nice wiggle, a nice ability to make guys miss in the open field. Like, he is a really good player. And are you ready for the kicker here?
Let's go for it.
He's from Pittsburgh. He actually played with Coach Tomlin's son in high school. He caught pass from his son.
Over.
So it's over. It's a wrap.
This is locked.
I'm sold, bro.
Is he so third round pick for him?
Come on, man.
Where's Hayward going? Is he going like fifth, sixth?
He's got to go sixth round, right?
We got to slot this out. More in the third. Hayward,
but he has a
we already got those
ones
locked in.
Yeah, he has a connection to Pittsburgh.
He's from here. Where's he from? What school?
Was it? Is it Shady Side? I think that's what it's called, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I want to say he went to Shady Side.
Close.
Yeah, because like I said, him and Coach Thomas' son, the one that's at Maryland. Yeah, they played together while they were there. Yeah, man. So when I found out, I was like, man, this is pretty dope, man. But yeah,
this is a lock.
Yeah. So with him though, man, like when you cut the tape on, bro, like he just wins. Like I said, I think right away he comes in and he's your guaranteed slot receiver, but don't be surprised if he can develop into an outside receiver as well. We've seen smaller receivers have success on the outside, especially guys that are elite route runners, guys that just know how to get open. And he is that type of guy. And like I said, he catches really well. Like, he's a natural hands catcher. So he's a guy that I was definitely intrigued about the more I watched him. And it was just funny, like I said, every time I'm seeing him and I'm trying to like get away from the highlights, I'm like, let me just watch another game, because what he did to Pitt, I'm like, yo, this can't be normal. This had to be just because it's Pitt. But no, he was doing that to everybody.
Yeah.
And
our secondary was questionable at times.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
Yeah, but his numbers show 95 catches, 1,292 receiving yards, 10 touchdowns. That's the type of productivity we're talking about. Now, he played 12 games, but you'll see in comparison to these other guys that played 12, 13 games, his numbers are freakish. Absolutely, man.
Yeah. The numbers are good, and that was all in a system that's really not tailored towards him.
No, it wasn't.
An RPO system, which, I don't know, could actually be kind of good for us. If we're doing the RPOs and he's running those slants across the middle, isn't afraid to take a hit. He obviously was able to do that in college, but it looks like there's still some more like untapped with his route tree, right? In terms of running everything. And you said he's a good route runner whenever he was asked to do some of that stuff.
Yeah. I just think that he can continue to develop even more, but he, like, you watch him, man, and there's just certain qualities that you look for in a receiver. And quick feet, ability to step on toes while you're running your routes, natural hands catcher, body control, can win when the defender has leverage. Like, he does that a lot. And some of the stuff is like, man, his numbers would have been better if the quarterback would have been more accurate. I'm seeing him, run some deep outs, some corner routes. And it's like, man, he's cooking guys in just bad throws. I'm like, man, this dude, like, I think he's a dude. I think he's like a legit guy for the NFL, man. Like, I think he could be that.
What's good about him is he ends up being the
Mm-hmm.
guy 5 years down the line. Like, oh,
Yes.
how the hell did he go in the
Yes.
third or fourth round? It's
Absolutely.
because of his
Mm-hmm.
size. That's
Absolutely. And
really
that's
it.
what
I
it
mean,
was.
that's
Yeah.
why he's not going to be. Yeah, that's why he's and
Mm-hmm.
probably even small school, but that's why he's not going
Yeah.
to be a first round pick, which is good for a team like us who could see
Yep.
like, oh man, this dude just balls, because AB
Mm-hmm.
was what 5'10",
Yeah.
so small
Absolutely.
school too. We drafted him in the
Mm-hmm.
sixth round, so I would be
Yeah.
interested in him, not only for those reasons, but I do think he could fit in too. Now Christian Watson would be a different kind of guy who could fit in with
Right.
our
Right.
receiving core, but
Mm-hmm.
we could have Deontay and Claypool on the outside, and this dude
Yeah.
be working the slot, almost like what we were
Yes.
talking about with Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
So I'm
Absolutely.
really interested in this dude too, because you're
And
right,
he would be a
tough.
lot cheaper than Cole Beasley as well, because Cole, you're still gonna have to sign him to, a couple of millions because he's proven. But
Yeah,
Skyy, you're drafting this guy; he's a cheaper player. Mm-hmm.
tough.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, like if he makes
Mm-hmm.
some of those combat catches that you're seeing on tape and is
Mm-hmm.
physical as he is, like Pittsburgh's gonna love
Right.
him too.
No, no
From
question,
here,
dude.
as you
No
mentioned.
question, man. Yeah.
So yeah,
But no, I
as
definitely liked
small
him,
and
man.
quick that he is, he could get in and out of the breaks and get open
Yeah.
for some of the shorter routes. He does
Mm-hmm.
make combat catches down the
He
field,
does,
kind of
dude.
like Steve Smith back in the
He
day.
does. That's what I'm saying. Like, you watch him, and it's like you can see some of the framework, some of the foundation of a Steve Smith, of an AB type, and it's like, can he grow and develop into that? I don't know just yet, because those guys are future Hall of
Yeah,
Famers in their own right.
yeah,
But you can see some of the remnants of it in his game, and that's the part for me where it's like, if you have this, I know how AB worked like a madman to develop to where he's at now. Or not currently now, because now he's on tour with Kanye. But before he went on tour with Kanye, it's like, man, I saw how hard he worked to develop his craft. So it's like, man, could Skyy be a similar guy like that? To me, it's worth the intrigue, because he has a ton of the prerequisites for him to be a really good receiver in the NFL, man.